The Kama Sutra of Vatsyayana. In the beginning, the Lord of Beings created men and women, and in the form of commandments in 100,000 chapters, laid down rules for regulating their existence with regard to Dharma, the acquisition of religious merit, Artha, the acquisition of wealth and property, and Kama, which is love, pleasure, and sensual gratification. These Kama Sutra, aphorisms on love, written by Nundi in 1,000 chapters, were reproduced in an abridged form in 150 chapters by Bhabravaya, an inheritant of the south of Delhi. These 150 chapters were then put together under 7 heads or parts, named severally: first, general topics; second, embraces, etc.; third, union of males and females; fourth, on one's own wife; fifth, on the wives of other people; sixth, on courtesans; seventh, on the arts of seduction, tonic medicines, etc. Man should practice Dharma, Artha, and Kama at different times. He should acquire learning in his childhood. In his youth and middle age he should attend to Artha and Kama, and in his old age he should perform Dharma. Or, on account of the uncertainty of life, he may practice them at times when they are enjoined to be practiced. But he should lead the life of a religious student until he finished his education. Dharma is the obedience to the command of the holy writ of the Hindus to do certain things, such as the performance of sacrifices, which are not generally done because they do not belong to this world and produce no visible effect, and not to do other things, such as eating meat, which is often done because it belongs to this world and has visible effects. Artha is the acquisition of arts, land, gold, cattle, wealth, and friends. It is the protection of what is acquired and the increase of what is protected. Artha should be learnt from merchants who may be versed in the ways of commerce. Kama is the enjoyment of appropriate objects by the 5 senses of hearing, feeling, seeing, tasting, and smelling, assisted by the mind together with the soul. The ingredient in this is a peculiar contact between the organ of sense and its object, and the consciousness of pleasure which arises from that contact is called Kama. Kama is to be learnt from the Kama Sutra, aphorisms on love, and from the practice of citizens. Kama being the occupation of public women, they should prefer it to the other 2. Objection. Some learned men say that Kama, being a thing which is practiced even by brute creation, and which is to be found everywhere, does not want any work on the subject. Answer. Sexual intercourse, being a thing dependent on man and woman, requires that application of proper means by them, and those means are to be learnt from the Kama Shastra. The non-application of proper means, which we see in the brute creation, is caused by their being unrestrained, and by the females among them only being fit for sexual intercourse at certain seasons and no more, and by their intercourse not being preceded by thought of any kind. Objection. Religious ordinances should not be observed, for they bear a future fruit, and at the same time it is also doubtful whether they will bear any fruit at all. It is better to have a pigeon today than a peacock tomorrow, and a copper coin, which we have the certainty of obtaining, is better than a gold coin, the possession of which is doubtful. Answer. The Holy Writ, which ordains the practice of Dharma, does not admit of a doubt, and sacrifices such as those made for the destruction of enemies.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?